Hi guys, welcome to the Tossed Hat channel. Today we're going to spray paint a mesh straw hat. I'm creating the shape first by using these drawstrings that you see, and I've already steamed it so it's a little damp, and this is going to allow me to give this straw hood a shape, because a lot of the straw hat bodies as well as the felt hat bodies come unshaped and without a head size. So you basically fit it and mold it to a hat block that gives it its head size and gives it its shape. I'm using a Russian cuff hat block that will determine at least the definitive crown. This material is very soft, so the brim is not going to be like your traditional Russian cuff hat. It's going to flare out almost like I don't know, just like maybe a brim that's 2 to 3 inches. It's going to spread out, or I should say fan out, but you'll see towards the end. This material, there is straw that is stronger than this material, that holds its shape better. And it's usually straw that is tightly braided or, tightly woven. Fine straw even keeps its structure much better than this straw mesh would. But we're working with it because this is, a look, and it's definitely going to be cool to wear. And when I say cool, I mean in temperature. The air will breeze right through this material, making it easy to wear. So if you hear my dog barking in the background, it's because he has a panoramic view outside, and when dogs walk past, he just, he's the mayor of this block, so he feels like every dog should pay the toll if they walk past him. All right, so we have used two drawstrings. We used one for the bottom of the Russian cuff hat, and we used one for the bottom portion of the crown. So you can see it taking shape here. Now we're going to put a tie. Well, before I do that, I'm just going to make sure, and this was something that we were taught at FIT. Our instructor, she would spend a lot of time blocking a hat, just making sure it was absolutely perfect, that there was no room for the string to breathe, making sure it was taut, and making sure the material really wasn't flimsy anywhere, just making sure everything was tight. And there's a fine balance between making sure the hat fits comfortably around the block and the creases that happen on the top of the hat. It's a fine line, because you just got to make sure you pull enough, not too much, so you give it its you give it its shape, with the right amount of material. Now I'm using this tool. It's I think they call it it's made of 3D material. I've never understood that. I believe it's a form of plastic. I'm not sure. If you guys know what 3D material is made of, please leave a comment. But I chose, it's a pusher downer. I chose to use this tool because it comes in wood, but I did not want to use wood because the wood is not shellacked. It's basically a raw piece of wood that's shaped the same way, and I don't want it to rough up my straw. So now that I've pushed down the string, the drawstring, really nice and tight, it needs to dry, it needs to cure. So I don't want to lose that crease. I don't want that crease to pop up as it dries. So I'm gonna put, I'm walking away here to get some muslin, or some call it cheesecloth. It is made of very soft cotton. It will not do anything to your fabric. It won't discolor your fabric, nothing, and you can use it as tight as you like. It won't mess up anything that you've blocked. So now that we have the cheesecloth, we're going to tie it really tight around the block, as tight as we can. And yeah, there we go. And this is the way in which I will let it dry. This video was done, it took me about 2 days because, you know, after you steam it and let it dry, the hat, you have to then put on stiffener so that it keeps its shape, and then let the stiffener dry. And I chose to stiffen the hat before spray painting it because I really wanted the spray paint to pop, the colors to pop. Sometimes when you put on a coating on top of your paint, it can take away the pop and your brightness. So this is why I'm doing all these steps before spray painting. So here's our straw stiffener by Parkin. I am looking for a new straw stiffener, as Parkin, the brand, is overseas and it's very costly to have it shipped. So if anyone knows of a good American straw stiffener brand that I can get on this side, please let me know. But you know what? I will check eBay. I feel like sometimes eBay, you can get things from Europe that, you know, people will have on this side and it doesn't cost you as much in shipping. But if you have any suggestions for any other brands, I am open. I do like this stiffener better than Mod Podge. I know in class we used Mod Podge. Wasn't a fan of it. So I'm taking a generous amount of stiffener and coating it. I am starting at the top of the hat so that should it run down the hat or down the straw, you know, it's starting from the top of the mountain, so to speak. I need to pour some more. And you know what? I will get a thinner brush in the future. I do realize this thick brush absorbs a lot of stiffener. I will find myself a nice thinner painter's brush. But if you're anything like me, in my garage I just had tons of paint brushes that I said, why not use this? But I think it'll be more cost effective for me to get a thinner brush. I will end up using less stiffener. And we're just going around the hat. I would say 2 coats is good, and 2 heavy coats, you know. 2 heavy coats is good. And if you're patient with yourself, I would say if you're patient with yourself, you can let it dry, the first coat, prior to doing the second coat. Me, I'm not that patient. I'll go through it once. I might sing a tune and then go through it again. I won't let it sit too long in between coats. So basically, I create my own commercials. Yeah, we're just shellacking it on. And this is why it's so important to put cling wrap over your blocks, because let's say I didn't have any cling wrap and I just start using stiffener. Guess what? This hat is basically going to stay on this wooden block. You can almost kiss your block goodbye. Now we get to the fun part. Here's our fabric spray paint. I'm using 3 colors. I'm using turquoise to start, and I'm using orange, and I'm using what is the other color? I guess like a hot pink. Yeah. Now, if you want it to be pale and shallow in coverage, you spray furthest away. If you want the colors to be bright and bold, then you use your can much closer to your subject that you're painting. I will say I spray painted because I wanted it to pop. I probably spray painted this 3 separate times in between drying, because remember, I haven't removed it from the block yet. What I'm doing now is the trim, and what I'm doing is I'm only putting the hot glue carefully on the straw and not over the perforated holes, being as neat as possible. Okay. As neat as possible. Yep. I don't know why this is relaxing, but it is. Yeah. Okay. Just got a little bit to go, don't we? You take your time. It shows in your work. My mom loves saying, haste makes waste, but it's true. You take your time, you save. You save yourself a lot of cleanup. And whatever you're using doesn't go to waste. I'm using just the right amount of adhesive that I need. You know what I mean? Not overusing, not spilling anything anywhere. Okay. Okay. We need to overlap that a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Yeah, I think that's just enough. And then we'll cut that piece there. Okay, so just bear with me. I could, take to the spray painting again,
to kind of camouflage this ribbon, or I could just leave it, but I want to try something else. Now I'm taking a hot pink, um, very fine string ribbon on a thread. I'm going to start in the back because if I don't like it, we will undo it. Yeah, this is the back. So, couldn't find a bobby pin. Bobby pin, I think, would have been better. Let's see. We can get this to stick here so I can work through these holes. I'm trying to layer. Hope I'm doing this pattern right. And you know what? This is going to be, let me see. Maybe I can wrap. Or you know what? This thread, is this big enough to go through here? Let's see. Maybe I can put it through. Let's see.
Okay, so here's our final look. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week, guys.